purposely, just by nature, rude. I don't know if you've realized that it's not just like a heckler's problem, just comedy audiences are just like, we're here to fucking joke around. Rachel!
Hey.
Hold on, I got this
You're muted.
Yeah, I was like in,
Oh,
and
there
I'm
we
like,
go.
okay, I haven't played with this app yet, so all the buttons, there they are. Yes, yes. Now
All
I
of
know.
our faces.
Half your
See
faces
all
on
of
my
our
phone,
faces.
actually.
Oh, okay. I think it takes an extra 30 seconds to load faces.
Weird.
Yeah.
All right. So what's up, guys?
Not much. How are you doing?
Straight
Good.
chilling.
I just got better. I was really sick last week, and it just...
Yeah.
You know when you have all the best made plans, and then you just kind of slowly have to cancel them every day, and you're like, well, maybe later. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to take time off. It sucks though, because it is hard to like you would take more time off if you could like find the time to do it.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a forced vacation that you have to have, but you didn't want because you wanted to do something else.
Right? So this is Rachel Vantassel, by the way. She's a mother of 3. She's also a stand-up comic.
Did we start already?
Did we start already? I guess we did.
I'm recording.
But
we did do an intro.
Yeah. All right. Well, I knew that was going to go off to a running start.
I'm sorry. I was just asking, like, to clarify.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I don't know if we're recording. It doesn't matter. I'm glad you're here though.
Jason says we're recording.
How many times have you done that mic? The Thursday night mic?
I've been doing it every Thursday since, oh God, at least July, maybe longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, July this last year. I was going to a few of the open mics that people were like throwing on their computers and stuff. Some of them just made me nervous. Like I would get on and I'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And I would just get off.
Yeah. Right.
It was too new of an experience and it was weird. And then I was like, I'm just going to do my own. And when I get brave, I'll invite people.
Yeah. You can always turn off the camera. Sometimes that's not rude.
It depends on how many people there are.
I always go, sorry, I'm shy. And then you can just hear the sound of your voice, maybe. I don't know. Zoom meetings are weird, though.
Yeah. No, it was like, even just being there as an audience, I was like, a little bit skewed out. Well, like, and that was like way back in March and April.
Yeah.
I was checking those out. And yeah, there was a couple I like joined and it was fun, but it just was too different and I didn't like it. Like I need that energy, you know, I need that in-person energy of I'd rather an audience of 4 than like an online audience of 1 million because I don't know who they are.
Yeah, especially if they have their mics turned off so you can't even tell if they're laughing at your jokes, you know. It just feels like utter silence.
Yeah,
comedy needs danger.
Kind of need the affirmation. That's why we do it. So it's just not good.
Yeah, instead of getting laughs, you just get people's heads nodding, being like, I agree. You're raising some good points. It is hard to make people laugh, I think, live through the internet because it is impersonal, you know? Like, I feel no matter what, like I'm a little bit trapped inside a cubicle when I'm on these meetings because suddenly I'm like inside a square. So it doesn't work for stand-up at all because you need
I really didn't have to think much about this outfit ahead of time. It was like, what's this part of me gonna look like? All right, good. What's the rest? No one knows.
You look great, by the way. You look like you've been taking care of yourself, and that's cool that you're running that mic. You're continuing to do it even though it's weird though, or yours is more chill?
Mine's it changes. I call it Practice Makes Comedy. I have a Facebook group for it too. And I try to give comics like 10 minutes if I can because I want it to be good.
Right.
And I want it to be an actual practice. Like, what are we trying to do here?
Right.
We're trying to like get better. So
that could help. Yeah.
I've just kept it low pressure too. Just more to make sure I'm continuing to write. I've written a few more jokes over COVID. I mean, it's hard not to, really. They almost write themselves. So it's almost rude not to.
there's too much weird shit in the world to not make jokes out of. It's just which subject your mind like links onto.
At the moment.
At the moment, exactly. Are we recording yet, Jason?
Yeah, but we're not actually
Okay, I have to
doing the
ask.
podcast yet. I still need some edibles.
Oh,
But
well,
we can include the interview and like you know, like
Special features.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A second audio track that you can download and play synced up with the first audio track, like Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That was a very enjoyable experience for me.
You're gonna have a limited release interview now, Mama Swan. Mama Swan. How has it been being a mother during this pandemic? How has it been different?
How has it been different? Well, I had to kind of adjust a lot. Like pretty much now when chaos happens, it's like, okay. Whereas before I had a lot of anxiety and it might have like caused me to have a getting upset or whatever. But today, for instance, my kids just went back to school last week. And today we had a tree fall in the school. So all of a sudden I have two kids staying home and one going to school, which normally would be like, great, now I'm not getting anything done today. But now I'm like, I didn't want to do anything today anyway.
Right?
It took so much pressure off, you know?
Yeah,
like,
if you can't do it, then you can't do it. It's true.
Exactly. And there's a lot of pressure put on moms. Like the minute you become pregnant, your life is completely different. People do not treat you the same. Like you're going to Starbucks and they're like, you meant decaf, right? And you're like, bitch, did I say decaf? No.
Right. That's ridiculous.
Whatever the situation is. I remember after having my youngest son, I went to work and everyone asked me where the baby is in alarm. And I was like, you know I was scheduled today, right? Am I not scheduled? I'll go home.
You tell me. Yeah, you tell me.
Home with their father. Is that okay? Now, granted, I would find that concerning now too, but that's another story altogether.
Is it hard to keep track of your kids? Are they like kids always running into different directions and stuff?
When they were younger, yes. My oldest is 12 now. I have 12, a 10, and a 7-year-old. When they were younger, they would go all different directions.
Right.
My eldest was known specifically for only needing to not look at him for 2 seconds. He's sly. He would wait. He would wait till you.
Got a mean scuttle.
Just now they all like to play video games a lot. So everyone's kind of just chill. It's been nice. That's
awesome. I'm sure your kids appreciate your ability to stay relaxed during these hard times.
It is the most imperative thing I've learned to do, honestly. It's not something I had examples of growing up per se. I didn't know a lot of people that were able to keep their chill, honestly, growing up. So like having to learn that was really important, and seeing the effect it had on my kids after like not being like that was really obvious. It was like, oh, I could have been like this all along. Damn it.
Right. No, that's awesome, because positive energy does transfer that way. So it's like almost like you're growing plants and giving them the right nutrients by
literally.
Example. Yeah.
I think sometime in the future, this is crazy talk for you, but I think sometime in the future we're going to find some kind of like microbial thing that we're like actually exchanging with vibes. Like vibes will actually be real. And people be like, oh my God, they were right.
They'll drift from your chimney.
Right.
Like I haven't taken a shower in a while, and now my vibes are drifting up through the chimney.
If it's microbial and it's all built on vibes, like 70% of our bodies are made of like other organisms. So it's possible that if you're right, then
what
like
percentage? 70%.
Yeah, like it's absurd how much of your body is made of like organisms that your own DNA didn't generate. But
the number of organic creatures in your colon is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, especially the dietary tract.
Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about it.
Yeah, read about it.
Did I s-
But
did
if all these bugs like collectively generated the consciousness of a person, and like well, does that mean that your soul is like not even you, but it's like all these bugs?
Like Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
My bugs, my
You turn into an
beautiful
ant.
bugs. It happens to everybody someday.
That sounds tricky. I'm not. This is scary sounding now. These microbial vibes. They got like, oh no, I'm
I
releasing.
like it. It kind of makes dying a little cooler,
That's
because
true.
instead of like, oh, it's just you're not here anymore. Like, no, you spread all over the place.
Kombucha. I'm gonna become a bottle of kombucha and decompose into I'll be.
I want to
reselling
be.
for
I want to be
$3.99.
human composted. That's how I want to like live on.
There we go.
I
I'd
want
like to be buried with a tree, or planted with a tree.
Yeah, you could be whatever kind of bush or tree you want, and then
What
you
kind of tree
spread.
would it be? What kind of tree do you think it?
Good
you would
I haven't
question.
use?
gotten that far. I was gonna leave that to the kids because
Okay.
they're the ones who got what tree I'd be buried with, or under. Because they're the ones who are going to visit it.
I don't know. Do we want it?
I might want it to be a maple. I don't know. I really like maples.
You should get buried with a tree too. Like they'll have
Yeah,
a
just to
tree
be
put
safe.
underground right next to you.
Like a dead log.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what we do anyway, isn't it?
true. It's awful. I feel bad for trees. I feel really
Yes.
bad for them.
They go
Yeah.
through a
Super
lot.
cool. And I'm a hypocrite because I'm like, I also really like my wood floors. You know what I like about my apartment? I hate what they do to the environment cutting down those trees, but I love my wood floors.
I
Well, maybe you just need to plant some trees then.
That's true. I could.
Couldn't we just grow like hemp plants and bamboo that have such like wide stalks that we could get our wood from there without having to like deforest?
Yeah, bamboo grows really quickly. But
So
personally, I'd like my corpse to be consumed by my friends and family.
Nice.
Yeah. I
That's
think
good. As
God
cannibalism is the
intended
ultimate
in-
form of recycling.
I call your triceps, bro. Jason, I call your triceps.
They were years from the start, my friend.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for that moment where Jason signs his triceps away to me.
I'm starting to suspect, though, that he's a Martian.
He
If
is.
this podcast
No.
crashed
He is.
on a
Jason's a Martian.
deserted desert island, in what order would we cannibalize, do you think? That's just a question I like to ask in groups of people.
That's
Guys
a
would
terrible
probably just
question.
overpower me and eat me first.
Yeah, but
very
you gotta.
true.
There are lots of things you have to take into account, like
That's true.
I think
know,
I think the three
just
of us
gonna
would be the
grab a
last
rock.
of the survivors.
We don't have to, you guys.
Now
We can
that's
learn
a
how to
smart
fish.
idea.
We can learn how to fish, you know what I mean?
Hmm
Instead of having to eat each other, learn how to. I always feel like cannibalism. It's like we couldn't eat. I'm like, you couldn't have gone and tried and killed a deer or something like that.
There's no deer on the island. It's deserted.
I know, but
And
at
all
least
the fish are full of plastic. Didn't you hear?
I'm saying they're making up excuses. These cannibalists saying we're stuck out here. There's nothing else to eat but humans. But
I'm
they're just
picturing
saying that
I'm
'cause they're
picturing us
cannibals.
stuck on an island, and immediately we're like, how can we monetize this? We're gonna make a
Dude.
business plan.
This is so weird because I was looking at like just a document of stuff I wrote from our episodes, and I have no idea why I wrote it, but I wrote cannibals, but I deleted it from the document. So I believe we've talked about cannibals on this show before, which
I
I'm
feel like
proud of.
it comes up a lot.
Or
I
you
feel like
predicted it.
it's
The cannibals are on the loose. Is what I'm a big fan of conspiracy theories, and I'll tell you what, cannibals, they're on the loose. They've been hitting towns left and right, kids going missing. Grandparents I don't know. I'm not going to spread false news about cannibals. I don't think
they have it tough enough because
They don't
human
invade.
beings are less and less healthy every year. They're more and more carcinogenic. So think about how tough it is being a cannibal. You think that we have it tough trying to eat animals. Animals don't destroy their bodies at nearly the rate that we are. If you're a cannibal, just trying to find like a non-smoker, not on medication, doesn't eat too much trans fat, it's a nightmare.
I feel like
Yeah.
you guys have the answer for this, but where's the last time we've had a known
We need a
cannibal
healthy
report.
person.
Oh, you didn't see our last episode, I guess.
I saw some of it.
There's cannibals in
really?
Germany.
Was it
There's
in
I
Germany?
told you. I was
Or that-
right. I knew there was cannibals somewhere.
That
I just
Army
knew.
Hammer
Somewhere, like,
guy that got
Germany or like
Oh,
fired.
I've never heard of.
That's a
from
great
the
thing.
Lone
You can just
Ranger.
yell a ridiculous thing and you'll be right that there's a conspiracy theory.
That's
out
funny.
about it
The German
nowadays.
cannibal's name is Armin Maiwies, but
Oh.
That
he
son
put
of
out a
bitch.
Craigslist ad saying that he wanted to eat somebody, and like a person like volunteered for it. So he like consensually cannibalized another person.
The
And
That's
IT
crazy.
crowd did an episode on this.
That's nuts.
yeah,
You'd have to have you'd have to kind of want to go out to be willing to put up with that pain. Like you're asking for not just a death, a painful death, please. Yes, just sign me up for that.
Well,
Almost
that's
like it's a-
assuming that they're not gonna like cut off one of your arms and then stop the bleeding and then eat it. Just in terms of like the categoric difference between killing somebody and then eating them, or cutting their arm off and then eating it, and consuming them alive, which I think is if not my greatest fear, in my top 5 for sure, is being consumed alive.
This guy must be your opposite, because he cut his penis off and they ate it together before
How nice. He
before
shared.
he got before
Lady
he
in
got
the
killed.
Tramp
I
style.
would love to know more about this guy who was willing to get eaten.
How did they negotiate
It's
that?
more
He
like
was like,
Tramp and
dude,
the
I'm gonna
Tramp.
cut off my dick, and his friend was like, you better give me half of that dick after you cut it off.
Yeah,
Is
he like
that how
cuts it
that
off.
went
He's like, "Are you
down?
gonna
Like,
share that?"
How did his friend end up with the other half? Did they prepare ahead of time? And he's like, I know your decision. I've disagreed with your decision to cut your dick in half for a long time now, but I actually think that cutting your dick in half is the right choice, and I'm willing to take the extra half of your dick right after. I'm saying,
Take one for the team.
yeah. That's an awful friendship. I don't know how that friendship. I'm trying to imagine how that
I've
friendship
had a lot of
functions on a
awful
daily level.
friendships, and that would take
But
the
like,
cake.
cut off your penis in half and give it. It just doesn't even make any sense. It's almost like a friendship bracelet. You know what I mean? How you each get a half of it, except you didn't have to cut it off. You know.
What kind of
Could've just-
cake
you could've
goes
just
with
got
your
one of
own
those heart
severed penis?
necklaces. Yeah.
That's the question.
Have you guys
What can
seen
you
the
do?
show?
What can you do?
What is it? Norseman on Netflix?
Oh yeah, that show's hilarious.
Yeah, he's making me think of that because she's got like a necklace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
Blinged out.
soon after that I just stopped watching it because I was like in the mood for that kind of hot humor, but then I was like, this is just gonna keep making points for the point of making points.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't need that.
That show is sick in the head.
Opinions.
Like I highly recommend it. It's hilarious. It's just like they make light of cannibalism, rape, like Viking,
great.
you know,
That's
like
great.
kind of stuff.
And,
Like yeah.
there's nothing
That sounds
else
cool.
you can do
No,
that
I'm
with
down.
except Vikings.
Oh yeah. And they managed to make it funny. It's almost like
What about
if-
pirates?
It's like Monty Python and The Office combined.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's
I
a
got a
good
yes
point
and a
about
no
pirates, though.
review out of that, but it ended up in a yes. I'm gonna watch Norseman.
I've become very picky about my viewing in my older age.
Mhm.
Like,
Right?
I have to get a specific enjoyment out of something if I'm going to keep watching it.
Same here. If it's even like moderately redundant or God, what's that term for like when it's like they've just taken another idea and like added something to it?
Yeah.
Derivative.
Recursive,
I mean,
derivative.
that's what
Yeah.
everything is,
Derivative,
really.
yeah.
There's literally
Exploitive.
something new,
Mm-hmm.
Exploitive.
one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah, there's a lot of crazy. How do you watch movie? Do you play video? What do you do with your kids like for fun? Like on a given
Well,
day?
any day. So it depends on my energy level. There are days where like they can just do whatever they want to do, and I'm just gonna do what I need to do. So I give them a lot of autonomy. I was homeschooled myself, so like I did not get any autonomy over very much at all. Like my time was very like regimented. So I'm trying to like not do the opposite with my kids where I'm like going on the other side of the spectrum and like making a different problem.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I go through like little phases where I'm like, okay, what do we need to work on right now? And like, how can we get there? So I might like work with the kids on piano a little bit for a couple weeks. Then we'll might focus more on art for a little bit. I used to do art nights before COVID. That was the really terrible thing about COVID, was it just stopped our entire social calendar. We did like art nights every week. I would see you guys at the 413 on Thursdays. And then on Sundays, I would do brunch. And so my kids would see their friends. And it was really good. We missed that.
Right? Yeah, there's nowhere to really go out and do anything because everything's all
Yeah.
cordoned off.
Adjusting
so it feels
to-
weird.
Adjust.
Doesn't
Yeah.
feel good going.
Adjusting to like, now I am your entire social world.
Yeah.
And all that entails. And anything you do has to go through me, which generally it does anyway. But yeah, it was hard. So the first half of the school, when in the spring, when we had school shut off originally, go into quarantine, I was like, I am not doing this remote learning crap. I don't want to figure it out. I have 3 kids. I am not going to put 3 kids in front of 3 computers and live that life.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm going to homeschool them.
Right? Yeah.
But
That's a
I did
smart
do it like through
decision.
the school. It was good. But I took a lot of my energy. Like by the time the summer came, I was like, all right, cool. Good job. We're good.
Mhm.
That's admirable. Yeah, you might as well. I mean, you're of the same blood, you know what I mean? So you might as well do it, hand it down the family tree or whatever the way to say that
Yeah.
is. It makes sense because you could be just as good a teacher as anyone else. You
Well,
just
I've
like
been teaching piano since I was 14.
There you
So,
go,
I mean, like,
yeah.
that's not the same, but like, as far as teaching goes, like, I know how to look at a problem different and figure out, like, oh, this student is having a struggle with this. I wonder why. And then I can like problem solve, whether it's like a disability thing or whatever. And with a lot of my piano students, I'm able to be like, oh, I noticed these types of patterns tend to trip you up, or these types of fingerings will mess you up, and I can just make up an exercise on the spot. So, and that's only because I've been doing it for a long time. I definitely was not doing that when I was a 14-year-old piano
Right.
teacher.
Do you
I was
enjoy
just-
teaching your kids? Do you like have fun teaching your kids because you kind of get to like relearn those things in a weird, corny way?
I do. I especially like watching documentaries with them. I discovered quickly that I was not a morning person, and that
Me neither.
math in the morning, for some reason I was like, we should do math first thing in the morning, like, and then
It's
3
crazy.
people were screaming at me first thing in the morning. This is not functional for me.
Right?
So we started off, I got my coffee and we started off the day with a documentary. And once the documentary was over, we would go do math and reading and yoga and art.
Nice.
Sometimes
Hell
music.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And you
So-
have 3 kids, so that's impressive. So you're teaching. How old are your kids? Because you probably have to teach them all at different levels too.
Yep,
I'm just
Matthew
realizing how
is
hard this
7.
must be.
And he's in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
Lena's 10, she's in 4th. David is 12 and he's in 6th. So
You got like 2 years between each of them,
Mhm.
basically.
yep.
That sounds like it might work out perfectly. Like, listen, I'm 2 years older than you, but not 4 years older than you. So my advice isn't as valuable as the one who's the +2ist older, but still pretty good.
Mhm.
I don't think we should measure advice by age ever. My
Right.
7-year-old
That's
gives
true.
the most
You gotta
sage advice.
you gotta wonder
Beautiful
which
wisdom.
which 2 are gonna gang up on which other one. I hope it's
it's
the 2
only 2
younger
of them.
ones gang up on the. That's always the. No, it's the younger
The other
one.
way
that's-
around. He tattles on them way too much. We already see it coming.
Tattles?
Oh, he tattles. Yeah, because
Oh.
my
He's
2
gonna get in
eldest.
trouble for tattling. The ironic thing about tattling is it ends up getting you in more trouble than the other person.
Otherwise known as snitches get stitches.
That's right.
We
Not
take
your
that
kids,
very
though.
serious in my house.
Not your kids, other people's kids. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a lesson we all have to learn someday.
So what's
Yeah.
it like having a snitch for a child?
I mean, all children are snitches for the most part.
It's
Yeah.
true.
It's true.
They just
Um,
bust
Running
you
them
all the
out.
time.
I think
Yeah.
he's found a good balance because we've had to call him out on it a lot. So when he was younger, it would be like everything they were doing. Like I would just get constant reports. Now the eldest two are on the autism spectrum, so the communication is just very different for all three of my kids. Like
I
when you
bet.
say
Yeah.
none of your kids are the same, when I say that, it's like I have to learn a new language for each person. It's probably really like that as for everybody anyway, though, isn't it?
It is. You have to, but I imagine that's an especially hard thing to learn because you learn it in real time, and especially now, like each time, it's not the same experience as the one before. I imagine, you know what I mean? Because every kid's different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When
Is the
Matthew,
middle kid problematic? I'm sorry, I saved this question for last because I'm the middle kid and I'm problematic. So I want to know:
she is
does this spread
terribly
across the field? This middle
my
kid.
my only girl
Trouble.
and horribly problematic. She
There you go. Middle kids are always fucked.
Well, it's a
They're
chicken or
always
the
so
egg.
confused and
Oh,
yeah.
They're
Well, no,
yeah.
the older brother came first. Duh. It's not even. That's how you end
Yeah.
up the middle. Because you're like, oh, sorry, bigger brother. And you're like, but I'm here. And then your little sister pops up and you're like, shit.
now there's
I never
another
end
one.
up getting no shine. I got outshined. That's what happens with the middle child. They get outshined in each direction, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Being the
he
oldest
makes
is
up for
And they
it.
gone.
the worst.
Yeah. No, middle child. That's what who says the oldest is the worst? Oldest
A
are
lot of
always the
people.
most excellent and like excel and are just the
That's
best.
not
for
true at
some reason.
all. We're the
No,
experiments.
the
Like
eldest
the,
Oh,
the
kids
okay.
were the experiment.
What do I know?
yeah,
Yeah.
nobody
I
knows
don't
how to
know why
raise a kid when you're the first kid, and
that
you
makes sense.
get pretty fucked up about it. I
But
can
people,
attest to
you
it.
also get like a lot of attention, and like
What?
as yeah, well, because
As the
okay,
oldest kid, it's true.
yeah,
You're like the
because
representative of the family.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I mean like
So the
Representative of the
oldest
family.
you're
You
the
know,
one that
like
gets the responsibilities and stuff too.
well, like in the rest of the family, if it's like the first baby of the generation, like a older one, then everybody wants to babysit, everybody wants to hang out with it. Try being like the fifth or sixth one
Mm.
and be like, "You want to hang out with this baby?" And all the uncles are like, "Nah, I'm good." You know?
We're done. Yeah.
Plus, I can guarantee one thing, that if you're the oldest kid in a family, that like chances are there's more pictures of you than there are of your siblings, because that kind of documentation just gets exhausting after the first time.
My parents were too broke to afford a camera when I was born. There's
You
like
take
a couple
selfies,
pictures of
Rachel?
me, but not too many.
Not as much as I used to.
I've seen a few. You take some. That's probably I don't know if it's creepy to tell someone they take good selfies, but that's what I just did. You take great selfies. Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe
yeah.
I'll take more.
You should
I
win the
haven't-
mother. By the way, I'm in charge of the Mother of the Year award for all planet Earth, and I'm not supposed to have decided who's going to win, but it's going to be you. You know, it's going to be.
About time.
Yeah, seriously. I wonder if the Mom of the Year award comes with any like financial reward, or it's just like, here's this trophy.
Yeah, let's face
Probably.
it. Probably not. They probably don't
not.
even get a nap.
No, it's true. That's fucked. I was surprised hearing people judge moms. You know what I mean? Like, people are just
yeah.
stupid though. There's a type everybody dislikes, and people like typify, so it's annoying. They see it that way. They see you as just mom, right? And it's like, hold on. I'm
There's a lot
also
here.
like a person. Yeah, I'm not just a mom. You should write a book called "I'm just not just a mom." That would fucking sell like hotcakes. I would be like,
Just
oh
for the
shit, I
title,
gotta
doesn't
read
even
that. I gotta
say
find
it.
out. I gotta find out. Yeah, it'd be good. I'm
Is
trying to
there
get
even a
someone.
Mom of the Year award? I don't think there's a Dad of the Year.
I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
think it's like a turn of phrase as opposed to
I bet there is.
like
Well, I
a
know
Yeah, I'm
Time
pretty sure
has
Father of
like
the Year
Nationally
exists, but
approved.
it's like
Year
sarcastic.
or Person of the Year.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
something people say when they mean the exact opposite, right?
Yeah.
No one cares about Father of the Year.
There's not like a judging panel. Yeah, it's like
I'll
something
bet you there's
like when
probably,
you're
like, some weird
when
one
you're
in Texas or something.
when your husband comes home drunk, smelling like ladies, you're just like, Father of the Year over here.
Yeah.
But there's no
Yeah,
there's no trophy,
matter.
there's no blue ribbon.
There's no joy in being a father. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
I'm speaking literally. There's literally no
I'm
trophy.
fucking around. I know there should be. Everyone now I can do my conservative rant. Everybody should get a trophy these days. Just hand out a trophy to no, they should. I'm pro trophy. Yeah, I don't know.
Pro awards.
Pro more awards. Just not the Emmys or Oscars, just randomly like in grocery stores, you'll be standing there, checking out some groceries and someone will be like, boom, best shopper ever.
I feel
damn,
like we have a
nice.
future project happening here.
Totally.
Yeah, I like
Slam
that
people
idea.
with best of
Like
awards.
after
Like
COVID, let's
Hidden
go to
camera
the
show.
mall and bring a bunch of ribbons. You can get a ton
Yeah.
for the Dollar Tree or something. They cost nothing.
totally, and throw them up and be like, best exit from CVS.
We're proud of you.
Yeah. You bought more than $30 in medical products and earned a few granola bars.
You could like go to the pharmacy
Unless
and like
CVS
find the last
cashback.
person in line and be like, "You got the award for last person in line."
Last person that it's a hard job, but you fill it gracefully. You do it with grace,
Although it'd
wanna
be
see
funnier
it.
if they were the first person in line.
Sorry, not for you anymore.
right? That'd be depressing getting that. I would think I would be like, hey, go take a flying someone gave me the last person in line award. It would feel condescending for sure. I would have to be like, is there sarcasm in this or not? Because
If you did it to the first person in line, you'd be like interrupting them while they're like filling out a prescription. And if it was like, something embarrassing, that would be extra hilarious.
We should just
It's
pick out
true.
random numbers. Fourth person in line.
fourth person in line, absolutely. And actually reward them too. Like just for the joy of it, I'll give like $3.
Mhm.
Something.
Mhm,
Something like that.
mhm.
If I'm feeling generous that day, I might give away some of my collector coins.
We
or
could
something
like
like
draw
that.
our faces
You want
over
a
the
George
dollars.
Washington? I'll give them a George Washington 1920 quarter or something. Be like, it's worth $4 now.
Well, you could just give them a fancy water bottle too.
That's true. I need to get on my water bottle game. Yeah.
What if we taped the dollars together so that it was longer than a CVS receipt, and then give that
That's
as the award?
I
Can we
only got
trail
one
it behind
item.
us
Why
and
is
make
it
them
so
catch it?
long?
Yeah.
we should trail it behind us and make them catch it. Be like, come along, you won, but come
Kind of like walk towards them
Come
like
get it.
"Brr-brr-brr-brr," like waving around
Yeah.
like one of those.
give them a award and then just try to humiliate them. That's awful. I don't know what's wrong with me, but for me, that seems like a fun direction to take it. If we're just fucking with strangers, anyways, and throwing ribbons in their faces. At
You
that
know
point,
how to get around people like the sympathy angle is you have a hidden camera prank show where it's all like older middle-aged people doing pranks on like young punk kids.
Oh
Nobody-
yeah.
yeah,
They would be so sympathetic. You'd never be like, "Ah, don't mess with those vaping teens."
yeah, fuck with them. We should make a section called "Go Fuck with Them."
yeah.
And as long as we
Like,
don't post
on
on
this
TikTok,
week-
they'll never know about it.
just be like, this group of people, they suck. Go fuck with them.
We put it on the podcast every week, but we put it like in the past the
Embedded,
first
yeah.
half hour, so they'll never
what we always
they'll never see it.
We're professional. We wait till half an hour in because we're like a CIA operation. We know that they tune out at that point. They're like legally required to. They're like, they haven't said anything about missiles or firearms, and cannibalism doesn't count as terrorism, so we have to turn off the
Yeah, the FBI agent gets bored. It's
Gets
like,
bored,
all right,
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
There we go
exactly.
again.
Yeah.
The
Oh, man.
I
task
feel like that would be a
force.
really extreme form of cancel
Can't-
cancel culture
Yeah,
that
it
you were talking
would.
about earlier. We're like going and being like, fuck with these people. Like the extreme of cancel culture.
Yeah,
Cancel them.
cancel them. Yeah,
See those
no,
Tom
don't
Clansel.
cancel them. Just go rile them up a bit. Fuck with them means like challenge their beliefs. Go find them like on the street and say some stuff. Fuck
Jostle their minds.
with them.
Yeah.
not hurt them or beat them up.
Take their skateboards.
Take their skateboards. Yeah.
take
If one of them gets out of hand, then sure, but that's self-defense, Your Honor.
their hoverboards and wheelie shoes and what are kids doing these days?
Dabs.
Drugs. I've heard younger and younger.
Every now and then I see Skip It reappear.
Oh, we were talking about Skip
What's
It.
Skip
the
It?
Dare Dog. Is it Skip It the Dare Dog?
No, skip it. It's it was like a little ball that you put around. Well, you'd put it around your ankle, and you would.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure.
I
It
could
was like
use
a
one of
hula
those.
hoop for your ankle. And
Be a
except
good hip flexor exercise
Yes.
too.
Not to be confused with Bop It.
Why did you give
Bop
Mhm.
it.
don't.
Fidget spinners.
Twist it.
I'm gonna get a fidget spinners to while away these lonely days.
Twist
Just
it. Bop it.
I'm
stand
gonna
here with my fidget spinner spinning and just stare at it for hours straight. Life goals.
It'd be funny if one of the Bop It things was to shake it and yell at the same time.
Tell it your secrets.
It should be like
It's got like a microphone built in.
Bop it.
got-
Pin
got-
number.
it's got like a let out your anger series where it's like hit me, smack me.
First 3 letters of your social security number. Last 4 letters of your
Right.
social security number. Middle 2 numbers of your social security number.
5, 6, 2, 1. Oh, he tricked me, that devil. Yeah. Oh man, that's how you run a scheme, I guess. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
if you ask for the social security number, but you do it in a quick jingle, yeah. I hate that. Have you guys ever gotten hacked? I got my computer hacked once, and it was so creepy because the guy. It was like, if you don't email now, all your data will be stolen. And I spent like 2 hours doing like a dialogue with this fake phone operator, and it was so creepy because I got interested in it. You know, like I wanted to challenge him, so
Mhm.
I like kept it going. I was like.
Smart.
I don't know why you would do this as a job. He'd be like, do what as a job? I'll be like, you tell me. He'd be like, I'm doing the job to try to help you not get your information stolen. And I would be
Oh.
like, excuse me, sir, but I'm a little hesitant to believe you because I think you might be the fella trying to steal all my information and money. And and before I knew it, I had given him access to my keyboard and I was letting him install shit on my computer and I had to call and cancel him. It was
Ooh, that's-
terrifying. It was
That's
like
a
a day of horror.
twist ending, buddy.
It was
That's
a day of horror. I know. I
a
didn't
day
want
of
to admit it.
horror. I
It
did
was so
not-
scary, dude, because he was up in my computer and I didn't know whether to believe him or not. And I couldn't look at-
Hostage negotiators in the FBI and the CIA say that the way that you should handle a situation like that is by straight jacking it.
Yeah.
That's
Because
Louis C.K. says the same thing actually.
yeah, then they'll be intimidated. It's like if you were in the animal kingdom.
Great advice.
That's well, okay. So a guy like that who's just a con man is going to be intimidated by your show of not just virility but utter shamelessness, and he'll back off every time, guaranteed.
Or he'll
Sure.
record it and then blackmail you.
That's the other option.
You
That's
can't
the
make an
scary
omelet
one.
without breaking a few eggs.
It's true.
When I worked
True.
at a office in Holyoke, the office manager clicked on a email and then wrote in the wrong login info, and very quickly a hacker took our files and then encrypted them, and we had to give them crypto coin in order to get the password that would unencrypt the files. They like installed something, so it encrypted the files on the computer.
Wait, this happened because he put in the wrong login information, or
Or
well,
he was given a fake login.
the office
information?
manager clicked a link on an email because it was claiming to be for PayPal, and then she typed in like some information,
Right.
and I don't know how it led to installing this program, but once the program was installed, it took all the hard drive files and encrypted them, and we lost a lot of data, but it was a very illegal operation, so I'm pretty sure that the owner wasn't that disappointed about it.
Yeah, they're sneaky, man, because they also hire like part of the job description for being a scammer like that is they do have to put on an act, and like they only get past it through like being like, I'm a real person trying to help. And that's scary because a lot of times they're just random numbers and you can't type it into the internet to find out who it is or anything. So it's like really evil, actually. I was super scared that day because I was like, I knew that I shouldn't do it. Like, so there's that dynamic in my head where I was like, I know this guy is a scammer, and yet I'm gonna fall for the scam because that's how scary it is when the threat is not that I have anything thing to hide or anything, but it says like all your data will be like released suddenly. It's just like, so they like ensnare you that way. Has that ever happened to you? It's fucking insane.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
worries me less every time, but I remember like the first couple of times something like that happened, because there's also like Autobots that'll just not from the Transformers, but
Don't talk down about Autobots.
you know that like when you're on websites, BitTorrenting or trying to download movies or anything like that, like pop-ups that'll just be like, there are now a bunch of viruses in your computer, and the only way that you can get rid of them is if you click over here. And I fell for that shit the first 3 or 4 times, and then
It's hard, yeah.
yeah, you realize it's like one of those, like grandpa scams. You ever? I remember one time, my grandfather called me up and he said, "Are you in Florida right now?" And I said, "I am not." And he said, "So I suppose you're also not in jail right now?" And I said, "Nope,
no.
I am not." And he hadn't given anybody any information, but only because he had my number readily available to check this guy who had called him and been like, your grandson's in jail in Florida. He flipped his car, and I need to hire a lawyer or whatever. It happens every day in the United States of America.
It's crazy. It's crazy the things you can do with a phone to kind of or through technology. It's like a virus, it spreads. It's true. And the virus on the things tells you it's not the virus. It's like, hey bud, you got a virus, but it's the virus telling you that shit.
Exactly.
So,
Just what a virus would say.
So exactly what the virus would say. Yeah. Sneaky bastard. Yeah, but this I've been feeling cooped up recently. I've
Oh,
been
just
having
FYI,
Yeah.
it was the operation I referred to as being illegal was illegal in like a white collar kind of way, where it was like, not having the right licenses and cutting corners and stuff like that. I wasn't like, selling fucking hard drugs in Holyoke.
I didn't pick up on that at all. You'd be a really sneaky salesperson.
Yeah, that would be wild.
I think you got a future in drug dealing, Jason.
Yeah, I'm just too ethical for that. Like,
Yeah. Drug dealers are bad.
especially marijuana. Like, how could you sell marijuana to someone?
Oh,
You're
it's-
destroying your community.
It's ruining the kids. It's ruining the kids. It's actually robbing them of their childhood as marijuana. Do you worry about that? I was gonna ask, what would you do the first time like you saw one of your kids? Like, how would you treat it if they drank or smoked?
Well, I think the biggest thing with kids is to, frankly, normalizing. So allowing a safe place for them to try things so that they don't have to, like, you don't ever want your kid to like not make it home.
Right.
You want them to be home and you want them to be safe. So, that's how I'll base the decision. Like, if my kids are trying these things, is it peer pressure? Is it something else? Like, I'll figure out at the time, but I do not expect it to be like a clear cut decision on that. Like, if my 12-year-old started like smoking today or something, I would be like, oh, no, honey.
Yeah.
You are going to learn a lot of things right now, and it's not going to be fun, and you're not going to want to do this after. Mostly because we'll have to keep talking about it. Nobody.
Yeah. You'll talk
teenagers
about
don't want
it.
to do that.
That's a smart parent. You'll talk about it. You're like aware that like I don't know exactly how it's gonna go, but at the time we can talk about it, and that's good because a lot of kids hide it from their parents and stuff. Like when I was in high school, I hid it like crazy from my parents, and it didn't help our relationship at all. Because they would just ground me or get pissed at me and all that stuff.
I was in a very religious household growing up, so like I even snuck music sometimes. Turns out after I didn't even have to. It's one of those like things where you end up with like a bunch of other kids that like there's all these rules and you don't know necessarily which rules actually apply to you. At least that's what happened to me. So I like snuck music even, never mind anything else.
Right.
I was only in a nominally religious household, and I still had to sneak music. I got White Zombie on cassette confiscated, and
Nice.
and I believe purposely put through the clothes dryer to this day by my mother. I got Marilyn Manson confiscated. I'm sure there was some rap music in there that got. Although I was more of an MC Hammer guy back in the days when that was the the thing.
One time I rode my bike to Strawberries, if y'all
Mhm.
remember that.
Oh yes.
Old school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I did not know anything about like non-Christian music. Knew everything about Christian music though. So I like
My
went in and I just picked 2
condolences.
CDs that I was like, I know these musicians. I like at least one song of theirs. So this was like my first experience buying CDs. I bought like a TLC single, I think.
Oh
And
yeah, I
then
love
like
TLC.
LL Cool
Good.
J's "Mama Gonna Knock You Out."
Awesome. That's a good one.
Those are good choices. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are both awesome
Yeah,
classics.
I just went for it, and those were my sneaks. Also, like No Doubt, I had to. That one I bought multiple times
Yeah,
because.
Gwen Stefani.
Oh yeah,
She's awesome.
she is.
She's
I
got
like
such a
her.
sultry voice. She has the sexiest voice. I'm sorry. For female singers, she's top 2. Like her voice is just, I
I
don't
could
know.
agree with that. I think I like
Yeah.
the low voices too, but that's
Exactly. Kind of grovelly and yeah, she's awesome.
You were sitting right
Yeah,
here.
that's really cool. I didn't have to hide my music or anything. I would just go buy stuff and bring it. I'm gonna. Hey, Steven Yarbrough is
Look
here.
at
There
look at
he
who it
is.
is. Oh,
Hey,
We were wondering.
You didn't give us time to guess.
Yeah, we didn't have time to guess. Steve, you were supposed to wait another 5 minutes so we could worry about where you were and conjecture about it. We never even got around to feel bad bringing it up. How are you doing though, Steve Yarbrough?
Can we guess where you were? I bet you were in
Yeah.
the kitchen and you were in the bathroom for a spell.
Right?
yeah, I played with my cats a little bit.
Nice.
Did you
Yeah.
read a magazine on a love sofa?
Not today.
I would. If I had a love
Love
sofa, I would just be splayed out just reading GQ magazine all day.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong with me.
I wish I had room for a full-size couch. I hate my
Right?
love sofa. It's awful.
Beanbag. I'm gonna buy a beanbag, you guys. Beanbags were actually never really comfortable. I remember thinking that when beanbags came around, like everyone was like, "These are so good," but they made your back like fold backwards into the floor. Like there wasn't even lower back support on the
Yeah.
thing. It's just like your tailbone in the ground. It was like, what's your balance support? Your tailbone stuck into the ground with this smooth
Yeah.
exercise.
It's called a
They make
beanbag
them
because
kinda
your bones
hardcore
become
now,
beans.
Mhm.
get a nice
That's
one.
true. You could. That's a good point.
You got to get a love sack.
Loves
I have a
Love sack, baby.
I'm writing that down.
That's a thing, though. That is actually a thing already.
It's probably that's so annoying because it probably sells ironically and literally. Like, it hits both fronts pretty neatly. Yeah,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
it's really brilliant.
It's like a
yeah.
mullet.
Sometimes just a combo of words will make you billions and billions of dollars.
It's amazing. Like
My pillow. No, my pillow.
or banana vodka coin.
Oh, thank you. Rachel, we have this great idea. We've already kind of started our own cryptocurrency called Banana Vodka Coin, B Vodka Coin, all co-founders of it. And the purpose of it is so you can more conveniently and quickly buy nips of banana vodka at the store. So you buy them digital currency, you put them on a banana, a yellow card, and you swipe it. And for every nip you buy, you get a free extra credit nip later on. So
This is a new concept to me. Is this something that you guys are also the only ones who will use it?
No, there's a huge outrage about it.
It's popular with the homeless.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
People
You sound kind of
So you're
defensive,
targeting the
actually.
homeless
down
people?
on their luck.
They need a quicker way to pay, basically. You know, they're alcohol. Let's just be honest about this product. It gives them a quicker access way to the alcohol. But we think it's a great idea because people. It's not up to me to judge. You go on Reddit, you see how many posts about people being upset that they can't more quickly and conveniently buy their nips of banana vodka. That's
Mhm.
where we came in.
Yeah, you see a need and you fill it.
That's
That's
right.
Economics 101.
Yeah, we're just
That's
filling an empty spot in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
you
Maybe
guys
our
saw
love stack.
a gaping
Jay-
hole that nobody else did.
Yes.
Yeah.
What if one of us splits off and has an argument and makes a raspberry vodka coin? Yeah, we
I'll
split
sue
up.
'em.
It's a hard fork.
2021.
Yeah, right. Banana vodka coin was sinking anyways. That's when it started. Raspberry vodka coin.
We'll fucking sue 'em.
You get a charge every time you try to buy banana vodka with your raspberry. Oh my god. Your raspberry coin. Raspberry vodka coins. There we go.
If you
just
can't
put,
say it, the
it's-
customer can't say it.
put the money
Exactly.
in futures.
If I can't say it, you should invest in it anyways. You guys, I came up with this is awesome. I came up with a song for the ad for banana vodka coin. I need the approval of you guys for it. We don't have to
Okay.
use it, but it's a good
Okay.
jingle for our product. So I hope you're ready. I wrote this today.
Okay.
You're going to work, but you're running late. Gotta buy some nips, but hold on, wait. I left my cash at home. All I have is my phone. Buy banana vodka nips with B vodka. Don't need a loan. For every coin you spend, you earn a free nip. So buy banana vodka and B vodka and take a little sip.
Heavy shit, man.
Thank you. I like how it ends with take a little sip. It's relax. It's trying to give out the just chill, relax. If you got to kick up your feet and, it doesn't matter how many nips it takes to get you to that spot that you felt for the first time when you were 12. As many B vodka coins as it takes, you earn rewards as you go too. So it's like, how many alcoholic products actually help your life? Like B vodka
All of
coin
them.
does. All of them. That's true.
I
That's
didn't know
not called
about this.
help, guys. It's not called help.
Can you call alcohol self-help? Imagine
It's called short-term help.
I've been doing self-help. How have I
Temporary
been helping?
resistance, I'll go for.
Self-help is hard because you're like, damn, I'm supposed to help myself. I was wondering, I think you should be able to use drinking as self-help. So if you say like,
Yeah.
I've been practicing self-help, and your friend asks like, oh, what have you been doing to take care of yourself? You can be like, drinking more, like a lot more than I used to. But like kind of worried about it, but more just like kind of riding the wave on this boat.
It's cool.
sometimes you
I'm
gotta go
earning
with the rhythm.
rewards along the way.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's fine. I'm
That's
also
exactly
getting
right.
rewards while doing my self-help.
Exactly. It's really about the currency. What will be known for is the speed transaction rate is unmatched in terms of how quickly the purchase goes through. Peer-to-peer consumer is faster than any debit card or any other coin. We have the fastest transaction rate thanks to Jason busting algorithms and designing code for B vodka coin all night the last 3 nights straight. Almost there. Almost.
Yeah, actually, if you go to changeofpace.xyz,
No.
you'll see
Dude,
that I've been actually cranking it out, burning the midnight oil.
Yeah.
I've spent like 4
Nuh-uh,
hours
no.
today.
I knew this was gonna happen. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I
no
owe
problem.
you. Well, we have that's it. I am a massage therapist. I do run a business. I hate that it coincides with the other one, but I am running a at-home massage business, and I work at Face to Nails. I'm gonna start sending out mass ads and trying to market at-home massages because I think it's a great market. People need massages, so that was kind of my plan, and I'm still kind of sticking to it. But I also just got into grad school, and I don't know if I'm gonna do it because it would be a 6-month program called 180 Days in Springfield, where you teach 5 days a week and go to class the same days at nights a week. So I'm thinking about that. I might do that, but that's a way different path than the
Yeah.
than the other thing I was saying.
Very.
those are the two choices, though.
Is that in person or is that like online?
I don't even think they know. I've been so
school part.
confused. Like I'm so not like I'm pretty smart, but in terms of applying for stuff, I'm like logging where?
Yeah,
Like
I
so
get that.
I could only get into one. So I knew as I was filling out like 10, I was like, I'm really only gonna get into one. So now that I have like it's a little depressing, but it's also good. I think I might do it because I'm bored with my life. And I think
Wait,
being a
should I
teacher would be
stop
fun.
working on the website?
No, I didn't say that. You just, but you started. You came off of Banana Vodka Coin right into my business. Banana Vodka Coin has nothing to do with change and pace
Change
massage
face
therapy.
on XYZ.
Completely different.
By
They don't support each other. They don't contribute to each other. They're like two different people. Yeah.
If you bring nips for your massage, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
thing anyway.
I should give them discounts or allow them to tip me in my nips. Tip me in my nips.
That's
Not
got to be
bad.
on like the side of your car.
tip the
It's
nips.
true.
Tip
It's just
the
say
nips.
fund my relapse. At home massages fund my relapse and like suggest
And tip my
banana vodka.
nips.
Yeah. I can
Fun.
install Banana Vodka Coin payments so that they just don't even have to tip me. They'll just have the nips ready.
Except nips for tips.
Nips, yeah, except nips for tips. It is awkward being a massage therapist and a stand-up. Like it's never. That's why I got all defensive when Jason. We were just talking about Banana Vodka Coin, and then you talk about my real business. Like it doesn't matter if they believe that Banana Vodka Coin is real, but it does matter if they believe I, as a real person, am.
My parents don't
It's-
believe in either.
I get so worried about online appearance, and it is a nightmare doing massage and also doing comedy because it's like, oh Lord. But I do love doing massage. But people have been canceling on me. It's really sucked because I've been driving into work for like one massage like 4 days straight now, and the person doesn't even call. So it's been a crappy week for cancels as a massage therapist. It really sucks because sometimes you only have that day. So you go in for that one massage, and then the one person cancels. And you just drove 20 minutes to work and back with no license, high on no, I've been sober. But I did go to work for nothing. It was awkward. You start to feel weird you start to feel kind of weird, you know what I mean? When you go into your job and then you're just there and there's nobody to work on, you're just like, huh. I suddenly feel useless and out of place because the role I was filling is not there for me to do. Yeah.
When I first started working at Starbucks, I don't think my manager liked me. Every now and then I'd go to open the store with her and she would just be like, "Do you want the day off?" And I was like, "Sure." And just
condescendingly though, like you can't handle it, you're having a hard time, you want the day, I would say yes every time too. I didn't care.
every
I
time.
wouldn't care if it was because they were faking concern.
Sometimes.
I'd be like, fake concern all you want. I'm gonna go home and take a nap.
I think she just liked to do things different and she didn't want to like train me wrong.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was something like that. I don't know. She definitely did not run things by the book, I learned later.
Some people at jobs, they really like it becomes their identity completely. I've noticed she sounds like that kind of person where like they step into it fully and they're like, I am this role now. And you're just like, all right, okay.
There are a lot of Starbucks managers like that, I will say.
Yeah. Control. It's hard having jobs, bosses who are like,
Are those general managers?
GMs?
Yeah, like the store manager.
I've never met a general manager or worked under a general manager that was not like seemingly living a waking nightmare of like every general manager I've ever had. I thought like somebody who's so starved for power of any kind that they're willing to be in this like disgusting power sandwich where basically they have zero control and are at the whims of the people above them, but at the same time they're being given authority over like minimum wage people that are either very young or have some other reason that they just don't give as much of a fuck as you know. It's just like at a convenience store or like a fast food restaurant or a grocery store. It's just like a nightmare. And
I mean, just general managers are generally people who would become cops if they weren't terrified of like, you know, putting their life in any kind of danger.
That's an accurate
egomaniacs. They're not all
assessment.
egomaniacs, but they are obsessive general managers. You can I agree. Any of the bosses I've seen who are doing really successful also have this really tired, drawn look in their eyes. Like they're just being drawn around by their success. They're like, my foundation is going swimmingly, and they're like getting pulled downstream by some. I don't know. People are weird.
On fire.
Being a general manager is like you're in a polo shirt and the guy above you is in a tie.
It's true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you just feel them less than, the owner is always looking down on the GM, that's one thing they don't talk about. The general manager is not always the owner. So just because you're the general manager doesn't mean you get to call all the shots. You could have the big man. You could have the big man come down and I don't know. I don't know anything about
You're the
running
highest
show.
on the totem pole who isn't like just high at work. That's being the
It's true.
general manager.
You should just be like, I'm generally managing.
Wait.
How do you do your job? I generally manage it. That's
My last
Oh,
store
man.
manager was awesome though. She really had my back. Like that was my best.
Nice.
I was like, you need to be my last Starbucks manager because you're awesome.
I love that. I love when you work with a good person. I like where I work now. Me and the owner at Face to Nail, she's so impressive. She's run this awesome spa massage place where you can get your hair cut too in Chicopee for like 35 years now, all on her own. And I just get along really well with her. And she's like almost like a second mom to me in a weird way. She's like a parallel. And I love how you just have to say it's not weird. It's not though. I just get along with her really well.
I get
That
that. I was
doesn't
like that
always
with this
happen at
manager,
work.
too.
And it's confusing when it does happen at work because you're like, isn't this kind of not professional? But my opinion is the heart goes where the heart goes, and you don't do that.
That's beautiful, man.
Oh, thank you.
True.
Thank
true.
you. It's true because I won't even want to talk about when you have shitty coworkers. It is but conversely,
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst thing ever. Yeah, the worst thing.
Well, hey,
I will say, becoming the coworker that didn't give a shit was the most beautiful experience of my life.
There you go. Surrendering.
do you guys?
Maybe not the most. I can't say that as a mom, but it was pretty.
Yeah.
Do you guys?
Yeah, that's Zen way.
Do you guys want to do news?
Yeah,
I
good
got some
idea.
some good
I'm just
headlines.
I'm gonna intro the
Nudes?
episode just because I
Oh.
practice it all day.